Chapter 1, Section 4, Presenting Scientific Data. There are a couple of different ways that we can organize our data so that it's representable of our conclusions we've drawn, of our hypothesis, of our experiment we've performed. So we can use data tables. That's a great way to start out, showing your information and organizing it in a efficient way. And we can also use graphs. We have several choices as far as graphs. We can use line graphs, bar graphs, circle or pie graphs. We also have other types of graphs or charts, such as a scatter plot. But the main ones that we're going to be looking at in this class are line, bar, and maybe a circle graph or two. So our data tables, that's the easiest way to organize data. You can clearly see what the information is, what it means, and what the numbers are that correspond. Line graphs are another great way to show information. It shows related variables, so time and distance, or time and speed. Slope is the steepness of the line, and that can be found by calculating how many you rise divided by how many you run over. So your y divided by your x. You guys should know that from math. And then we have our bar graphs. These are your comparison graphs. So it shows maybe your set of data in comparison to the class set of data. And then we have circle graphs or pie charts, and those are showing how parts or pieces make up one big whole. Okay, so let's say that we have one whole pie chart might be the class, and then your portion of that might be 10%. Okay. So proportions, when we talk about our graphs, everything needs to be proportionate. We have direct proportions, which means that there's a direct correlation where there's a ratio that's constant. So think about direct being a division problem. And then we have an inverse proportion where it's the product of two variables, or a multiplication problem. So we have two different types of equations that we're going to be looking at in this class for the physics portion. We have the division problems, so direct proportions, and we have multiplication problems, or inverse proportions. And we'll take a look at how to rearrange those to solve for different variables in a little later on. And the last thing is communicating data. So what are some ways that we can get our information that we have found out there into the scientific world? Journals is one way to do that. You can be a conference speaker, so you can give a presentation. You can use your data graphs or your data analysis and share that or collaborate with other scientists. And that will help you get out into the scientific world with what you've been learning or what you've been studying for that experiment. And that's it for Chapter 1, Section 4.